Good morning to everybody. I am Gondu Raju, Assistant Professor, Maulana Azad National Urdu University. Presently, I am working in College of Teacher Education, Darbhanga, Bihar. Today, I am going to discuss about instructional system and system approach. I thought that this concept will benefit you in this orientation program. I hope that this will fetch you your daily teaching learning activities in your professional. I am not going to detail all this, just I will talk what is teaching, what is the difference between instruction, teaching and learning, what is the teaching learning process, and what is system approach, overall what is instructional system. Before to start this instructional system, I have taken this entire orientation program as a case. We have been attending this orientation, 86 orientation program for the last 10 days. Of course, we will be here 20 more days. And in these 10 days, what we have observed and what will be observed in the future days, in future coming 20 days. Here we are aware that we have been, participants are evaluating on one side, and another side resource persons are also evaluating. As a whole, the orientation program is evaluating. Why the evaluation is needed? Why the evaluation is needed? This is my question. To maintain the standards of academic staff college, to give the quality inputs to the participants, whether the academic staff college have achieved the pre-specified objectives, whether this method of approach is to be continued or not, what are the demerits of the present system, for that I have taken this entire orientation program as a case. Here, objectives. What are the objectives? What are the objectives of this orientation program? What are the objectives of the orientation program, 86 orientation program? What do you mean by objectives? Objectives are the methods to achieve the goals. Objectives specifies the aims of instruction. Here, before coming to academic staff college has designed some objectives. After this course, after 30 days of this program, participants will able to acquire some sort of knowledge and skills, and participants are able to develop the skill of writing a book review, and participants are able to get the knowledge of what is micro teaching. These are the pre-specified objectives under controlled manner. Where the objectives are pre-specified and controlled, then that is a formal learning. Formal learning. If the objectives are unspecified, then uncontrolled, that is a informal learning. Informal learning. If you want to more knowledge, then that is a non-formal. You want to participate in clubs, organization, that is a non-formal learning. There are three kinds of learning: formal learning, informal learning, accidentally from the environment by observing the teachers, by observing the environment, informal learning. Those objectives are unspecified. Here the objectives are pre-specified. Objectives are pre-specified. And objectives specifies the aims of instruction. What do you mean by instruction? Every day we used to see Dr. Sudhakar Babu comes and introduce the resource person, and resource persons are, what they are doing? They are giving some sort of instructions. What type of instruction? Some resource person may give some audio input, audio tutoring instruction. Some may have giving some talks, lecture, teaching. Some may give Koteshwar Rao, Professor Koteshwar Rao from Library Science given e-resources, and he is stimulated to how to use the concept of e-learning. These various types of instruction, various modes of instruction. Okay. Some may use teaching learnings, some may use teaching, some may use computer aided instruction, some may use audio instruction. These are the various modes of instruction. Okay, before attending this orientation program, here all the participants have some knowledge and skill. Isn't it? All the participants have some knowledge and skill before attending this orientation program, because all are the teachers. And this academic staff college assumed that all the participants have some knowledge and skill. That is the entry behavior. That is we have not gone through any pre-test examination. The other day Professor Padmanabhaya told that there in experimental design there may be a pre-test and post-test study, but here we assume that we have some knowledge and skill. The participants level of the knowledge and skill prior to instruction is the entry behavior. Are you got? The level of the participants' knowledge and skill prior to instruction is the entry level behavior. Okay, then what is instructional process? What is instructional process? Any activity, both the teacher and the participant or student is the instructional process. Any activity, any modes of instruction, that is instructional process. After the instructional process, you will get something, some knowledge, some skill. Then after the instruction, the level of the behavior of the participant after the instruction, that is the terminal behavior, that is the output. That is the output. Here And this academic staff college is expected all 32 participants will get A grade. That is expected output or expected terminal behavior of the participants. This staff college expected all participants should get A grade. But what happened? Actual behavior, only 22 got A grade. That is actual behavior, actual terminal behavior. Okay. The difference between the expected behavior and the actual behavior is the feedback. The difference between the expected behavior and actual behavior is the feedback. And here we use the term evaluation. What do you mean by evaluation? In instructional system, in the point of instructional system, in the point of instructional process, evaluation is a integration of quantitative evaluation and quantitative plus qualitative. What is quantitative and what is qualitative? Here we are evaluating through the tests and seminars. That is the quantitative. The other day we have gone through the reasoning test, and we are presenting the seminars like this micro teaching. That is also assigning the marks. That is a quantitative. On the other hand, qualitative evaluation, a behavior of the participant, communication skill of the participant, attitude of the participant. Attitude, behavior and communication of the student, participant, that is a qualitative evaluation. Both quantitative and qualitative is a evaluation. Okay. Then I'll show these are the objectives. Various objectives specifies the objectives is the methods to achieve the goals, different goals. Okay. This is a controlled environment, pre-specified objectives. This is a formal learning, and this is a unspecified, informal, accidental learning. And this is a feedback. And this is actual definition of instruction, a process of providing a controlled environment consisting of various components with which individuals interact and gain experience, leading in their attaining certain pre-specified learning outcomes. And instruction could be teaching, audio tutorial instruction, instructional television, computer aided instruction, e-learning. Teaching. What is the major difference in teaching? Instruction, teaching and training. Here teaching, live teacher, interaction with live human, that is the teaching. Whereas other modes of teaching, there is no live human interaction. This is audio tutorial instruction. This is instructional television, computer aided instruction, e-learning. This is some of examples, the instructions, what to do and what not to do, what not. And this is instructional system. This is teaching. This is training. Training in instruction focused towards some particular focus on the specific skill. Here the concept of micro teaching. First teacher explains and demonstrates, then immediately the participants will be practiced. That is the training. Teacher training. We used to explain what is the micro teaching concept, and then we will demonstrate, and then students are expected to practice immediately. That is the training. Okay. Teaching is the sub-component of instruction. Teaching is the sub-component of instruction. And this is learning. Learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior. What is behavior? Behavior refers to any observable activity displayed by a student. That is the behavioral change. Behavioral change. After 20 days of this program, we will come out the bright faces. That is the behavioral change. Okay. Overall, this I thought that this lesson will definitely fetch to your skills and knowledge. Yes.
This one is very nice presentation, but I have 3 questions to you. I have 3 questions to you.
Okay.
First of all, just clear us what is the difference between aims, goals, and objective. Then you told that if teacher is in front of us, only that time we call it as a teaching.
Yes.
So suppose virtual classroom is going on, virtual teaching is going on. Someone is in America. He taught us what is instructional designing, and here I am a student listening that particular lesson. Is that teaching? And last one is micro teaching. You told that this is the quantitative evaluation, but I think that it's depend upon your skills, how you acquire that skills. That why is it come under the qualitative evaluation?
Okay. What is your first question?
Aims, goals, objective.
Okay. Objectives are, we cannot directly achieve the aims. We cannot directly achieve the aims. Aims and values are interdependable and interchangeable. Okay. There are so many values of the particular subject. Cultural value of the subject, aesthetic value of the subject, preparatory value of the subject, disciplinary value of the subject. Values, if you achieve that values, then you will achieve the aims of the subject. That is, aim is a long-term process. What is the aims of teaching mathematics? We cannot achieve the aim in a first class or second class. You will see the aims of mathematics up to some level, primary level, or aims of teaching mathematics at primary level, some period, a longer period. My aim is to receive a best teacher award from the president. That is my aim. The objectives come to goals. There are some goals. My goal is to get a grade in shorter time. And objectives, here also goals are breaking down to objectives. Here also we cannot see the objectives. Then it can be down to specific objectives. That is the major difference, aims and goals and objectives. Then come to second question.
Virtual teaching and teaching.
Virtual teaching. That is also one kind of innovative teaching. I can say that is innovative teaching.
Without learning, there is no teaching.
Here, human interaction. You can here the present live teacher can assess, know the behavior of the student, whereas the teacher sitting somewhere